All right, folks, welcome again to Donuts and Alcohol. I am Tatum.
I'm Graval.
And we got Xzela. And we have Luna Bruja. Bruja. I still said it wrong. Bruja.
Evil in your smirk, it's alright. We can make it work, it's alright. Tension in the air is getting tight.
So you all are from Cincinnati. You all are neo-soul, not neo-soul, but like a...
It's hard to put a genre
it's hard
to
to really classify that. And I kind of want y'all to classify it for me. What would you call it?
If I had to call it anything specific, I would probably agree with you as like a solid mix of neo-soul and R&B. You know, but it's hard because sometimes I'll go play an acoustic show and then I'm just an acoustic singer-songwriter. You know, so I kind of bounce around a little bit, but I'd say neo-soul probably is a good genre to put that in.
We don't like to limit ourselves with labels.
Fuck a label.
Just do it all.
Fuck a label. Fuck a label.
I'm a rock star now.
There we go. Now, I had the honor to see you all perform, and it was just so fucking amazing. Like,
shit was crazy.
You all compliment each other so well. It's like from the vocals to like the subtle like rhymes and the melody, and it's just so amazing. Like, how did you all come together and like realize that y'all can really take this to the next level?
So what happened was we had known each other for a really long time, like known of each other, but we never hung out or anything. We had a mutual best friend. And around January, actually, I asked her if she wanted to go to D8's album release party together. And that was the first night we ever hung out.
Thanks, D8.
And then after that, after that night, we just became best friends. Mainly because I ran over a cone, and then it was a whole situation. And yeah, so
I just knew she was gonna be my best friend.
How'd you run over a cone? You just...
I was like driving, and I saw like 7 cones, and then I couldn't decide which way I was gonna swerve around them.
Or which cone to hit.
So I just like hit all of them, and then one got stuck under my car, so I had to like crawl under there. It was a whole. So we were best friends after that, and then she approached me and said, hey, I write a lot of poetry. She's a much better lyricist than I am. I read that shit and I was like, oh God. So I asked her if she wanted to be on one of my songs for my album Paint. And it was called Lowish. And I was like, hey, just do some spoken word, you know, over this track. Just speak it like you would a poem. And she rapped that shit. I was like, girl, you're a rapper. So then we just kind of started writing together. The more time we spent together, going through beats together and stuff like that. And it just kind of came to fruition, like, without even trying, really. It was very weird.
I'll say you all compliment each other. It's real, like, organic. It's like a real natural thing. I can tell you all been knowing each other for a long time. Like, you know when to do this or when to like lay off.
It's so weird. Like, we just pick up on each other's cues so easily, and I've never like been like that with anybody else. It's so weird. Like, it just goes together. We don't even try, really. It just happens.
Who was the most indecisive as far as like picking projects or just like titles, name titles? Who's more indecisive?
We're both pretty bad about that. We don't really argue about it. We just sit there and think really hard about it for a long time. But we're both pretty indecisive when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
Sad Libs, though, we were just like, Sad Libs, yep, that's it.
Yeah, we came up with the album name before we came up with anything else. And then all the songs we had written kind of ended up just like fitting into the idea of Sad Libs. And now everyone and their brother thinks that our like group name is Sad Libs, not the album. So we just get billed as Sad Libs from now on.
It works.
It's fine though.
Now, what is Sad Libs? I know it's the album, but like when people ask that, like, well, what does that represent? What do you want that to represent to your listeners?
I would say like it shows the side of me, like I'm sad girl in and out, like sad girl gang as fuck. So the stuff that I speak through Sad Libs is stuff that it's almost like an ad-lib, like it's background noise that you hear, but then once you pay attention, you're like, that's what she's saying. So it was like kind of one of those things where like I couldn't sit down and talk with you about any of the stories that I wrote about on those albums without being probably like really uncomfortable, but I can get up there and just sing it. Like I'll sing a conversation with you and talk about my bullshit, but you know, just more comfortable that way. What about you?
Yeah, I think it kind of sends a message that it's okay to be sad. Like you can do something beautiful with sadness and pain, and you can turn it into something else. And I just want other people to know that and feel that. Be like, it's okay to have feelings. We all have them. It's cool.
Yeah, you can channel it. You just got to find your way. You know, don't let it build up. That's not good. It's not healthy.
What's a better way than putting some headphones on and just sitting in your room and vibing?
Exactly.
It's the perfect vibe music. I was kind of confused when I listened to it because it's like I want to cry, but then Luna comes in and it's like hard. Yeah. She hits the cadences and just it's hard. Like
I think from what you asked earlier, I think that that kind of overlying swivel that we do with each other comes from her being a better rapper than I am, and I'm a better singer than she is, and we're both good at both and we can do both. But we each have our strong suits, and we have no problem admitting that. We don't get beef over it or anything like that, you know.
It works for what we're trying to do. So
it just meshes.
Like, we just embrace it
better than even we thought it would.
I'm like the punch in the face, and she's the kiss afterwards.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, for sure.
Perfect.
Star Patch Kid.
So, Sad Libs. How did that? How was the reception to that? Did you guys, was it well received?
Yeah, I mean, comparatively speaking to any album, that was my fourth project. That was her second. And comparatively speaking to anything else, I mean, we got reached out to way, way more, especially with Feels, because that is a song that, like, we, like, cried the night we wrote that. We were, like, not in a good place. So we sat in my car for, like, 3 hours, and I think we wrote 4 songs off that album in that 3 hours. And we wrote Feels, and that's probably like as raw as we've gotten on a song. And so the reception just was exactly what we wanted, which I think was cool. It was people saying, hey, I relate to this a lot. And that's kind of the beauty is in the eye of the beholder with that album is, I don't want to write a description of why I wrote the song because it may apply to your life totally differently. And that's what I wanted to do. That's what we wanted it to do.
Now, I want you to take me back for a minute. Describe the moment when you all first performed together. Was it like a lot of nervousness? Did like things go wrong like that very first time you all hit the stage together?
Beyond nervousness, like, oh my God. When we first started doing music and like recording and stuff, I was like, okay, this is cool. And then she was like, okay, now you have to like get up in front of people and do it. And I'm like, oh, like, I'm not ready for that part yet. I was so nervous. I thought I was gonna forget all my words, like stumble over them, start stuttering because I'm nervous. But I actually feel a lot more confident when we're performing together as opposed to when I'm just like solo. Because I mean, I have her up there. I don't have to make eye contact with anybody else. I'm just like, hey girl, like, just like channel her and just like focus on that. And I feel like that helps me like bust out of my shell a little bit. Because we can be up there and have fun together. I'd like feel less silly.
And for the record, you killed it the first time we performed together. So.
Oh, where was that at?
Yeah, well.
The Chameleon.
That was the Chameleon for my Paint release party. For the release show for that, it was Oddly Beloved Youth. I played with a 5-piece jazz band that night, and then it was us, and we did Lowish together, and it was well received. People were like, "Who is that girl?" What?
I had real blue hair. It was weird.
Yeah, I'm still always like, "Who is that girl?" That's my best friend. What?
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
That's my best friend.
What about you? Were you nervous the first time you all performed? Did everything go right?
I started doing this pretty long before she did, so I used to have like something that maybe not a lot of people know about me. I used to have like crippling stage fright. Like talent shows in high school, everybody be like, go up there and do your thing. And once I get up there and I start doing it, the first half of the song would be very shaky, and then I'd be like, fuck it, and go hard as fuck. So the first couple times I performed, that's how it was. Actually, to be totally honest, I got shit-faced. I was up there like slurring, but
nice.
I got out of that, and then I ended up being able to fix kind of the first half being shaky. I get up there and it kind of helps having like Xzela instead of Alex, because it's like my second personality just jumps up there and it's like, all right, bitch, we're doing this, you know. So it was cool. It's good.
You guys have been performing together a lot now, and you guys have kind of mastered it, in my opinion at least. That release party we rolled up to at the Comet for Sad Libs was crazy. And also you guys did something kind of cool with your album Proceeds. You want to explain that?
Yeah, we donated anything that was made the night of the release show to YWCA. It's the Greater Cincinnati YWCA, and they have a lot of branch offs. So they have houses for, you know, women going through domestic violence, or men too. You know, rape counseling, sexual abuse counseling, shelters for women. They're working together to. Their message is kind of like to eliminate racism, which is something I'm very passionate about as well. And so $55 of that went to them. Nice. And then I have partnered with the Free Store Food Bank a couple times, and so the other 50 went to them.
Nice.
Okay. I remember what I was gonna ask. So as far as like, you just said you like went through like a breakup. Like I'm trying to figure the creative process. So do you come to Luna and you're like, yo, I just went through a breakup, let's write this song, and then you all like bounce ideas off one another, or how does the process all come together?
We live together also. This is my roommate, so she's pretty much in on everything that's going on, and a couple of the songs from Sad Libs were actually written while I was in that relationship and kind of not sure whether I should leave it or whether I should not. And it never fails that if we write a song together, we can talk about the same subject but come up with completely different words about it. So generally we feed off each other's energy pretty extremely. So if I'm upset, you know, and that's what I'm writing about, she can just phase right into that, even if maybe she didn't, you know, she wasn't upset or anything like that. So yeah, she's filled in on anything involving breakups or relationships or anything like that.
I think that's the good thing about like Sad Libs, that it kind of gives you all the angles of everything. It's not just one perspective of love or life. Like it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it could be a breakup, a toxic friendship that you're still in or just got out of.
New love.
Your relationship with yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. Lust.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, is that challenging to like channel that, like those deep emotions back, or is that more of like it's kind of therapeutic for you to release that?
It's a little bit of both. I think a lot of times writer's block comes on to me very often, and when it does, it comes real hard. And so it is very therapeutic during the aftermath. But during those times, you know, you're writing it down and it's these raw emotions, and you're like, you know, all these people are gonna think I'm like some crazy bitch that's just like sad all the time, you know what I mean? But like I learned to stop caring about that, you know, because it is a channel for me, and I didn't have that for a while, and I feel a lot more mentally stable since doing music than I have in a long time, because I have a way to get it out.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. Like, I don't know, like you said, it's kind of therapeutic. Like the process itself, it's kind of like stressful, because I'm like, it's like reliving all this stuff over again, to like write it, put it on paper, record it, listen to it over and over again. It's like, I went through that, now I'm feeling it all over again, because now it's like all the way it feels now, because it's a product of that. But in a way, it's like, but now that I've made something out of it, I can move on, I can let go, I can be like, well, now that shitty shit is something awesome, and I'm gonna do something else and move on and write about other shit.
Yeah, so it's out and it's done. And
right.
Yeah.
I can get it out of the way, I can get it out of the clog of my brain that's perpetually there.
Nice. So you all put the project out, got a good response. Would you all say you all reached your 2017 goal musically?
Oh yeah, for sure. I started 2017 not really knowing what, you know, I still knew. I started in about June of 2016, just to give you kind of a time frame. And going into 2017, I was like worried about the next show and the next project, and oh my God, how am I gonna get everything done? And now I'm just kind of at the point where it comes when it comes and it goes when it goes. I released 3 projects this year. Whoa, I didn't realize that till just now.
Wow.
So yeah, I would say that I definitely reached mine. I did about 40 shows. You've done probably about 20 of those with me. And I met you. So yeah, I reached my goals musically.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I never would have imagined myself doing this. Like, this time last year, if you would have asked me, like, what I'm about to do in 2017, I'd be like, I don't know, like, sleep. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're about exactly a year strong on your starting this whole out and everything, and you already got 2 projects too, so
that's crazy.
You're going quicker than I am.
Like, I still can't comprehend it myself.
Nice.
It's weird.
So as far as musical idols, who are some of your musical idols that you all
Oh God.
look up to?
How long do we have?
Right. I look up to a bunch of like different people. I'd say currently and contemporarily, SZA definitely, which I get to go see her next Friday, and I'm pumped about it. Kehlani, because she went through the whole thing where she tried to kill herself and she came back, and I feel like it's good to recognize the pressures of what this fame or anything like that can actually do to you. And so I really the real artists like that, and then I mean, I always love myself some old school, like Etta James, Nora Jones, stuff like that. That's where my voice is at home and stuff like that.
I would definitely say like Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, like just that soulful, anything soul really is what's got me, like the raw shit, true, real emotions. Like, of course there's like catchy stuff that you listen to and you're like, I can't help it like this, but like what really gets me is people who really use their words to express themselves, and I feel like those ladies really do that, and they have a very strong feminine energy, which I can appreciate as well.
I think that's why people gravitate towards you all personalities, because they feel like they know you from your music. You put it all on the table, like it's transparent, then like the quality is so good. Like they feel like they can really relate and listen to some good stuff, because nobody is really doing that nowadays. I mean, as far as like a group and having different dynamics like that, I feel like that's why it's tough to really like compare you all.
The difference is that anybody can relate to somebody else on a surface level. It's harder to dig deep and grab a little part of somebody that's like, how do you know that about me? And I don't even know who you are. Like, how do I so deeply relate to you? And I don't really know. I'm just putting myself out there, and it's really scary being that vulnerable and being like, well, here's everything about me in a song, and I hope that you can accept that, and not everybody will, but that's beside the point. You just got to do it.
And it is a struggle to, sometimes we battle the whole, that seems like what people want to catch on to is the super lit, like hype, we're going to listen to this in the car on the way to the bar, stuff like that. But when it's all said and done, that's just not who I am as a person. And we can do stuff like, I mean, the last half of Sad Libs was pretty upbeat. But just like, I know that I'm never probably gonna make like trap music, you know what I mean? Like I might make one song just to like fuck with y'all,
you know.
The fucking mind, there you go.
But where I'm comfortable is being vulnerable, and it's all about other people for me. It's not a selfish thing. I just want to do with my music what music's done for me. It's saved my life literally. So.
Exactly. If I could just reach one person.
If I can reach one, I'm good, man.
And I feel like y'all doing that. Y'all like even that step to donate the proceeds to the album to that cause. That's really. Yeah,
I do that with every release since my first one. That's what I've done.
Kind of keep the tradition alive there.
Yeah, so that's dope. I don't want to keep that money. I don't need that money. Somebody needs that more than I do. So I feel like it's important to recognize the people doing music that are actually working on trying to build their community and not running away from it. Nothing pisses me off more than the musicians around Cincinnati that say, oh, this town's bullshit and stuff like that. Well, what the fuck are you doing about it? Because you're not doing shit. So don't just run away from your community and expect it to be better somewhere else, because it's not going to be. It's going to be the same shit. And if you're not willing to take that step to fix it for yourself, then fuck you, dude. Fuck that. I ain't about it.
that way.
People like the Black Seeds and, you know, everything they do all the time. I mean, those are like some of my best friends, and I'm inspired by them all the time. I just want to make a difference.
Non-stop. Like just trying to put everything we do back into it.
Oh, I got heated there for a second.
I know, that was a slight little rant. I was like, okay, lay it all out on the
fire.
table. Nice.
Okay, so you met all your goals of 2017 musically. We saw the first installment of Sad Libs. What are you gonna do to build that momentum into 2018?
She's working on
Stay in motion.
Stay in motion.
Yep.
You want to tell them about Metanoia?
So I will be releasing my second solo project, hopefully around springish. It's going to be called Metanoia. It's basically just the process of having like a spiritual change of heart or a transformation, which I feel like I definitely did this year. I feel like a completely different person than I was last year, and everything that we've been through and you've pushed me through this year is like completely changed me, and I feel a lot better. And I just want to let everybody know about the process. So it'll be kind of about cycles and stuff like that.
Nice.
So.
And I'd say two things are definitely more visuals, because at this point I only have one, and we're about to actually go film one today, hence why we are bougie as fuck right now.
Hey now.
And then live shows. I need more dynamics. I've had a drummer at a live show, and now I can't get over it. I've played with a live band a couple times,
would be awesome.
And now I just want to do it forever. So I've been having troubles finding a band, so I'm getting some loop pedals and stuff. I play the bass and I play the guitar. She likes percussion a lot, so you may see some weird shit in 2018.
We're gonna get very experimental.
Hey,
That's
like
nice.
that.
I honestly really see like a really bright future for you all, because like your style is just so like organic. I can just like connect with that. That's
Y'all are goals.
That's dope shit. You're right. They are goals like them.
Oh, I'm melting on the inside. Thank you guys.
That is goals. Xzela. How do you spell that, and why did you spell it that way?
Xzela, and it is because I started off actually. I released my first two projects under Xzela, which was Xzela, which is just Alex backwards. So then I ran into some copyright issues because some homeboy from London has been performing under that name since like 1986. So, and his name's John 12. Like, where'd you get Xzela? I don't know. Anyways, so I found that out and realized he's on Pandora, he's on Spotify and all that. I can't override him basically. So I just threw a Z in there because, you know, people be sleeping.
Get a little zip zap in there. Okay. I like that.
Okay.
So, and then you.
Luna Bruja.
Luna Bruja. Bruja. I got it right this
People
time.
say Bruja. It's okay if you don't realize that it's like
Luna
Spanish.
Bruja. Luna Bruja.
Bruji?
She's a moon witch. That's what that is.
I'm a moon witch. I don't know much to say about that. I kind of just like embrace it. It just is what it is. I really don't even know what to say.
This bitch is hella spiritual. She lives by the moon. She loves astrology. Like, she got me all into crystals and stuff like that. So you are just like the most spiritual human ever, and that's where that came from. It fits you so good.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about we were trying to come up with a name, and I had been using that for like a handle on all my social media for a while anyway. And she was like, "Why don't you just use that?" And I'm like, man, I don't know. And like we were trying to come up with.
She wanted to be LOL for a second there.
Oh,
bad
girl.
I'm glad you listened to Xzela, because LOL.
So many regrets. LOL.
That's
stands
like
for like live out loud or some stupid shit.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's a no.
You made the right decision.
You know. Now, so you got the individuals' names. How come you all didn't like do a collective, like the Spiritual Sisters or something?
We
like that?
don't know what the hell to do.
It has to be so good.
It has to be so good.
Such perfectionists.
We're working on it, man, and we don't even know. I'm like, we could just be Sad Libs, or we could be like partners in rhyme or something, you know. But it's gotta be something that we're both like, oh shit, yeah, okay.
I would say like one word. I like one word names.
That's what I'm saying.
Sad Libs. I think it fits.
TLC just keeps popping in my head. Like, I'm just like, we can't be TLC because that's already a thing. Damn it. Like, so.
Sadly,
yeah, so we're working on that. It's gonna come eventually.
It's gonna happen, like, because it's not like that's the last project we're gonna do together, obviously. So I feel like at a certain point,
we're gonna make it easier on y'all's mouths, right? So you quit saying Xzela and Luna Bruja.
Right.
I know. Y'all going to that Xzela Luna Bruja your show? No, we're going to the Sad Luna show. How about that?
Yes. Luna Bruja.
So yeah, we're working on it.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I like y'all. I feel like y'all represent. Like y'all. I noticed all the people y'all named, it was all women. Like you all really. Like
super about that feminine energy, big time.
Is it feminine? What is femininity?
Feminine energy.
Feminine energy. Femininity. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, so I'm definitely all about that. Myself and Abia host a female energy show where we just pick, like, you know, Laura and Elise, Aziza, Siri, Emily Ash, all the talented, you know, Jennifer Simone, all these. There's so much good female talent in Cincinnati. It's just blows my mind.
I feel like hip hop definitely too in Cincinnati in the scene. It's like definitely a male dominated genre, and trying to fix that. Oh, yeah. No offense, guys. Love you.
I mean, it is male dominated. Too many. It really is.
For sure.
We're coming to take over.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, I mean, I hate to put it this way, but I can't think of anything better. Like, I was a loser in high school. Nobody liked me. I floated around from group to group. I was friends with some of the popular kids. I was friends with the, you know, the nerdy. I was the nerdy kid, you know, and I feel like that's how I am musically. Like, I'll go do a hip hop show and rap my ass off. I'll go to a rock show and scream at the top of my lungs.
With
like,
guitar.
It do not matter.
No limits.
Devin Burgess. Yeah, and we can't, like, I wouldn't be here without Devin Burgess, so I got to give him a shout out, because good God, that man is just, that's my best friend, man. That's my soulmate. I love him. He is not retired, goddammit.
Retirement is a lie. He's doing a show tonight.
I heard.
He lies.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
We gotta go pick him up from the old folks' home, actually. Wheel him out of there.
Oh, boy.
Anything else you got, G-Baby?
I think we covered it all. You got anything?
I think just about we did.
I think we did too. I appreciate you guys for having us. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming to Donuts and Alcohol.
Yeah, thank you for having us on Donuts and Alcohol. Love this shit.
Where's the donuts?
Shout out to
y'all came a little late. We had donuts and alcohol.
Shout out to the production.
All the beautiful ladies on the couch giving me energy.
Shout out to the foodies.
The Swooties.
Sad girl gang.
The foodies.
Yeah, so, gang.
Foodie gang. There we go.
Xzela Luna Bruja, look it up on.
Oh yes, social media.
Spotify, iTunes. I'm Xzela Music on literally everything.
iTunes.
SoundCloud, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes.
Go buy the album.
I'm on Genius Lyrics now. I'm a verified.
Oh shit.
Yeah, what up?
What I'm
So if you
talking
want to see
about.
what we're really saying, you can look it up.
Yeah, you can look
With
it up.
meaning.
She said what?
It's
That's
got
on
words.
me.
So then you're pretty much Luna Bruja on everything.
It's either Luna Bruja or Luna Bruja Music on pretty much everything. I think the only thing that's different is Instagram is just Luna_Bruja, and then everything else is Luna Bruja Music. Twitter, Facebook.
Okay, and one more thing, then we're done for real. Sorry.
Lies.
So, how are you you all pushing the culture forward though? Like, what would you say you're doing to really be out there more?
I would say, you know, with the stuff we're doing, like using the platform to help the community, you know, to do that. And then I think I would hope that with what we're doing and what we're making, we're giving other, not only just people in general, but artists the kind of the courage to let their real shit out. You know what I mean? Even if it's just one song, one time, you know, I think we're trying to steer it into a direction of reality more than, you know, I'm not gonna go make a song saying I make all these stacks and I have all these bitches, you know, I don't. So I'm not, you know, I think the truth is what's really steering us forward with the culture is just you know,
true to who you are.
Yeah, to not for just us, but for everybody to be true to who they are. And I think that's so damn important. Like, if you like women, you like men, you like dark skin, you like light skin, you like thick girls, you like skinny girls, it doesn't matter. Just be who you are, and just, you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody in the process, just be who you are. Now, if you're racist or homophobic, don't be who you are. Go, like, fuck
you.
Go away with that shit, yeah.
Fuck off. Go elsewhere.
Listen to our music.
But if you genuine, be who you are.
And we're going to end it with that. If you genuine, be who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 1. Donuts, alcohol.
Donuts, alcohol.
G-Baby, Tatum, Xzela, Luna Bruja.
Gang, 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 gang.
Gang, gang, gang. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Bow, bow.